Robin.
Hanging with Amy Schumer today. She's got a lot going on. She's going to be on the upcoming season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. You talked about that last time you were here.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I feel like this is it, and I'm going to start to really plateau.
Yeah. You're taking
Physically,
off.
for sure. Physically, for sure.
You're plateauing.
That's it.
And more importantly, she just showed us a picture of her naked. That's going to be in what magazine?
Cosmopolitan.
In March.
Cosmo.
Jesus, what a...
I got 4 pages. I wrote an article for them.
You wrote an article
and got naked.
Now, did they approach you and say, hey, we'd like you to take your clothes off and we'll take some pictures?
No.
Or did you say, hey, would you like me to take my clothes off?
Yeah. I don't... Yeah, I said, how about naked? And they went, okay.
They went with it.
Yeah, you know they're going to do that.
Yeah.
Amy wrote the article. It was called How Jim Norton Attempted to Rape Me on the Road.
Attempted, huh?
It's attempt if they don't reach climax, right? That's what the judge said.
But that's great. Cosmo's fucking massive, man.
Yeah, you saw the picture, right, Jimmy?
It was weird because it was in the cellar, and Amy and I were talking. I was driving her home one night, and she's like, well, I have it on my phone.
He took the duct tape off, and he said, do you have any projects going on?
Yeah, and I'm like, what's on your phone? And she was showing me, but I felt like I didn't want to look at it. I looked at it. It was a great shot, but I felt like creep. I didn't want to think I was being creepy looking at her picture in the...
Why? We just did.
I know that, but
we were quite
together on the
creepy doing
road.
it.
It's different. We're friends.
Would you ever do a set naked?
Yeah.
No. Are you just saying yes?
No, I would. I would right now. Like, I'm not 30 yet, but I feel like, my stock's about to plummet. But my boobs are still where they're supposed to be. My vagina's a normal size.
You would have no problem getting naked in front of a crowd and trying to do your act?
Like... I don't know what situation would ask for that.
I know, I understand.
But
Let's say
really...
it's a Source Awards party.
Oh, well, then, yeah. Oh, man, I was trying to get naked in front of Army. I was trying to get pregnant. Have him knock me up so I could have some oil money.
Would he be hard not to bang, like if you were single?
I'm not single, and he would be hard not to bang. All he would have had to do is cough in my direction. And I'd be like, yes, Mr. Hammer? Yeah.
Who was at the cellar when you got naked?
Just the photographer. My mom was there. She was making sure nobody came down to use the bathroom.
That's really?
Yeah, like they were making beer deliveries, and I was like, here are my nipples. But yeah, it was just like the people on the shoot.
How much more... Are the other pictures more graphic than that one? A little more?
Yeah, some of them you see a little more than others.
Oh.
I don't know which one they're going to use. I'm not sure.
Oh. And what issue is this going to be?
March. The March issue, but it comes out in February.
Yeah, yes. I love how magazines work.
Stupid.
It's like the February issue, and it comes out.
But at least that's only a month behind. Playboy is already doing September 2011.
Oh, right. Get out of here.
I love that.
Pretty much.
Yeah, the Christmas thing comes out in July. You're like, wow.
They're way ahead. We want to see more naked pictures.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Or you could just get naked now in front of everybody. And
this lighting is unforgiving. Right. Let's do
under
that.
Fluorescent lights and shit.
This is the worst lighting in
Have you thought about like a bunch of guys maybe jacking off to your picture and what that?
I hadn't thought about that, but that sounds
think
great.
about it. It's
that
gonna
sounds
happen.
Great.
That's not a bad problem.
Guys,
right?
No.
Jacking into your picture.
Jacking to your naked picture.
Yeah. I'd rather that than.
Not many comics can pull off the nude shoot like that. That's
it's just me and Tom
pretty
Arnold.
Impressive. Yeah, he's pretty sexy.
How do you feel about because Amy dresses nicely on stage, and like I saw you, the first time I ever saw Amy dressed up was on the Comedy Central special.
Yeah,
and it's like as a woman they have that extra thing where it's like you don't want guys wanting to fuck you while you're performing because it's
women
it's a
have
different
an extra thing.
It's called scrotum, and I don't know why.
That's a good one, Daddy.
I wore like a short skirt on the Comedy Central set because I thought, people are like, oh, a female comic's on, flip. Nobody wants to see that, but
in a smart pantsuit,
right? But maybe like they would stay an extra second and then stay for the comedy
if they see some gams.
That's pretty smart.
Like, you used to be able to choose your background, and I would have chosen just like a pair of tits, so people would stop flipping.
As long as they stop.
I think I like my stand up. I'm working hard at it. So if people want to look at my legs and then they hang out, great.
Just
I know
to
I'll
hang
make
out
them
to hear
laugh.
Whatever it takes for them to hear you.
Yeah.
Amy's hilarious.
Yeah, very funny comic.
Last time I saw her was with Joe DeRosa down in Philly. They fucking killed.
Thank
Joe DeRosa
you.
is sexy too. I saw his nude thing
Joe,
in Cosmo.
what a
extremely
gorgeous-
sexy. If you can get past the fact he has no shoulders, but
Yeah.
the rest
Zero
of him is terrific.
shoulders.
He did a spread in a slope-shouldered Egyptian monthly.
But Joe always puts you in a good mood because, like, he has the body and the demeanor of somebody who's in a wheelchair. So every time he stands up, you're like, oh my God, look.
It's a miracle.
You're like, why isn't there a blanket over his lap?
He's got an
like
old
a
person
muscular
body.
dystrophy body.
Yes,
He's
he looks like.
he's got to be only 30 something, right?
Yeah.
And he's got he looks like an old man.
He's fucking...
I tried to give him a shoulder massage. It just didn't work. My arms just
You
kept
feel like
falling.
you're tickling his ribs. There's just no shoulder on it.
That's from sliding on the floor singing Rags to Riches to Shirley Feeney. Fucking dumb big Carmine Ragout fucking head.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That functional paraplegic.
Well, now we're gonna all have to go out and get Cosmo.
You guys don't
Yeah.
subscribe?
No, my mother used to, and
They got some
I think it was
terrific
one of the
articles in
first.
there.
That was like one of the first magazines I think I spanked to because
They had the
there
bra
was-
ads in the back.
It was no, it was there was thing. It was Cosmo.
The booby cream that made him bigger.
Cosmo Tells All. It was called
We'll keep-
Cosmo Tells All, and it was like in the back of the magazine, and
we
it was
get one
like
of those, Dan?
full nude.
Let's
There was a
get one.
full nude.
No.
and it was like yeah.
I don't
yeah.
remember full nudes in Cosmo.
Oh, wow.
I remember the girls in the bras.
No, Cosmo Tells All was like you could see some shit,
Wow, way.
and that was spank material
Oh, wow.
back in what I want to call the day, as they
What?
call it, the day.
Look at that car.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, but I'm talking way back when in the day of the hairy pussy.
Yeah. I'm going to
gotta-
try and bring that back starting right now.
Force it out. Come on,
That's
push.
a major
Push it out.
hair pie.
The major hair's making a little bit of a comeback. Burt Reynolds, Scott. Burt Reynolds did the
What if your
centerfold in
entire
Cosmo.
pussy looks like Burt Reynolds? What if you go down there, Burt Reynolds is sitting there on a rug?
How ironic that he lost all the hair in his head, yet his body was just an ape.
That is unfair.
Like an ape.
That would be great to have his mustache as your pubic hair.
A little bit of the hair is coming back. It's making
Yeah?
a comeback. Yeah, I think a lot of the
You're
guys,
telling Amy.
younger
Wouldn't she
guys,
know?
are well. I don't know. Like younger guys are, I think, going for a little bit more hair than just the clean shave thing.
Really?
The clean shave thing is kind of becoming and not for Jimmy. I know Jimmy loves the clean shave thing. That's why
Well, he likes children. He prefers children.
Hey, it's not true.
But you prefer a little bit of hair?
I just like to mix it up a little bit. I think I think a little bit natural. I always say this, and people think, "Oh, you like the '70s Earth Mama muff." It's like no, natural shape, that triangle shape, just a little grown in.
Oh.
Kind of nice, trimmed,
Soft, not prickly.
trimmed right.
Kind of like the mustache Anthony's sporting
Yes.
right now.
Look at that.
No,
Is
it's
it like that?
perfect.
Is that what you're looking at?
Not like that. I don't know. It's just the whole completely shaved thing. It's kind of. I think it's run its course. It's kind of like
It's not a fashion statement.
No, it
I
is,
like,
though.
But I don't look. I
Not
like
to you.
I like fucking looking at a pussy. I like the lips. I like all of it. I don't want fucking.
Turn and look
But
at
the
you, Rock.
thing is, I've gotten a lot of Brazilians, and what happens is you go in, and it's some woman who does not want to be doing it, from whatever country, and when she's done, I don't know if you know this, but she takes out a huge mirror and she shows you, like, now are you happy?
Oh, wow.
And it's all red and it's frowning at you, like nobody's happy.
It's bleeding probably a little
It looks
bit,
like
right?
Vicky LaMotta's face after a back talk.
Does that fucking hurt?
Not anymore.
Would you
Really?
build up calluses?
No, I don't know.
Her pussy
It
looks like
doesn't-
Larry Fine's face.
Gotta hurt.
It looks like Gollum. Yeah.
Imagine getting your ball bag whacked. We would lose our fucking minds.
It hurt. It used to hurt. Now it's
Doesn't
like
hurt
it's like
anymore.
nothing. Yeah.
So
Is it all the drinking you do?
Yeah, I go in there in a full blackout. And I try to spoon her. She's like holding the wax strips, like "get off of me" or whatever she's saying in her language.
do you like when a guy shaves his pubes, or do you think that's creepy? Like women are more tolerant of pubic hair than men are.
Yeah, I don't care either way. I really don't. If I don't like when a guy like shaves. I've had guys like totally shave their chest and their butt, and I don't like that.
That's kind of
I
weird.
like some hair. I think.
A little bit. You should, as a guy, trim down, be a little courteous.
Yeah.
You don't want to,
A little trim.
Oh, I fucking shave it all. Because I have straight pubes like a Chinaman.
Yeah.
It's fucking
God.
awful. My
It's all
pubes
the
are
same
weird.
when you have somebody's balls on your nose like a breathe right airstrip. Who cares?
You're just thinking onions.
You don't want to look down and have her look Hasidic. She's like, oh, look.
Don't open your eyes.
She has payas.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's my ball hair.
No, that's what they say when they leave. Get it? I like hookers.
Paying for sex.
I like spending money on pussy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got to be well kept, but I don't like the completely.
I prefer the asshole to have no hair in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
fucking awful.
Yeah,
But-
those hairs get long.
Yeah.
But how do
that's
girls
not fun for
rid
anybody.
themselves of
Warren
that problem?
What's that?
How do
You have
girls?
that, they wax your asshole.
Is that waxing your
Yeah.
ass?
That you put your legs over their shoulders, like
Wow.
you know, yeah,
Like a wrestling move.
It's weird. You feel like they're changing your diaper. You do.
Really?
Yeah.
And then they just rip it fucking right out.
And they show you. They make you look. They're like, look.
Can we check
Is this
it?
what you
Yes.
wanted, you little white
Is it like a Rorschach
entitled
test?
bitch?
Does it look like?
It looks like a Rorschach.
Can we go next time you get this done? Check it out.
Sure.
Jesus Christ.
Let's go field trip
For the
Why
radio show,
Why
eh?
shouldn't we take an
Why not?
intimate field trip?
Well, Steve Carell did that one scene in, what was it?
God.
The 40-Year-Old Virgin, where he gets the...
Oh, look out. Look
terrific.
out.
He is terrific.
That guy's good.
Wow, I didn't know that they ripped it out of your ass like
They
that.
do, yeah.
That's something.
Some of
How
them
long
make you
does it
turn
say?
over and you feel like you're being punished.
Right,
Yeah.
roll over. Here
Turn
it
over.
comes.
On your stomach with your cheeks up in the air.
Oh, man.
They look you in the eye. Do you want everything? And what they mean is, do you want your asshole waxed?
Is it
Yeah.
ever a weird turn on?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Very randomly. But it's like,
Tap it.
Why is it a turn on?
because like somebody has their face really close to your pussy, and you're not
wow.
supposed to get. You're so not supposed to get turned on because
Yeah.
it's like a 60-year-old Asian woman, but you're like, well, somebody's down there.
Wait, has your
It's
vagina...
not wax. It starts out, it feels good, and then it's some pain. There's some. Very rarely have I ever gotten.
Has it ever given you away, though, and like just dropped a tear like Denzel in Glory? Down your thigh?
I've reached full orgasm. Oh, that is my biggest fear. That would be a really awkward goodbye.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's great.
Is it wet in here? Or is it me? Sorry, Wang Ching.
I get rods on planes a lot because you're not supposed to. It's like that's what it is. When you, well,
Yeah,
I
but
fly
Kenny's
in sweats.
Kenny's holding your hand. That's not your fault.
Yeah, he usually is.
Rubbing his
Looks
leg.
like somebody needs attention. Like that's how Kenny gets sexy when he'll look at my bulge.
No.
Has he really said that before?
No, of course not.
But you never know with Kenny on that one.
That's
Come
true.
on.
Oh,
He is a
that's
I
very
got to
true.
defend myself on that.
He is a Peter
He's
Pumper.
a
He's a
creepy,
weird fucking
terrifying
dude.
man.
Because he will say just weird
Wow.
shit.
What's that?
Amy.
What else is going on, Amy?
Your ex hated to go to the guy.
Wow, that's hot.
Wow.
Wait, Danny's ex hated to go to the gyno?
Yeah, this is many moons ago, but
Many girlfriends ago.
My gynecologist was so like he was really old. Like he looked like he could have been in Schindler's List, you know? And I one time went for an appointment. No, and he would like shake the whole time. He would give me like a breast exam.
Of course he would.
It was but I was like it was so creepy, and then I went one time for an appointment and they were like, "Oh, he's dead."
Oh, wow.
And I was like, "Oh my god."
He killed himself to your photo.
He was so upset by all
I
the
gave him a heart
HPV.
attack. How old were you?
I think I was like 22.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was like,
22-year-old Amy walks
felt
in there. The
so
guy's
bad.
shaking like a leaf.
We're convinced that gynos have to be perverts. They have to be.
I go to a woman now.
And I know that they
I
see
hope
some
she
old.
is.
I know they see some old pussy, but there's enough young pussy coming through those doors where they're like, "Holy shit, I got the greatest job."
It's a
Yeah.
double-edged sword, that whole
I
thing.
think you
because
deal with the old pussy to get the
Yeah.
one that's having her first exam.
Yeah, I feel like
Mommy
they're-
waiting
yeah.
in the waiting room.
I don't know.
Amy, comment?
I feel like, wow, they must be relieved because I take care of myself and I'm not 100.
it's not like, hey, I have something here that
Yeah.
you got to look at.
I can go there feeling no guilt, looking around the waiting room,
Doctors-
seeing some of the women's labia on the floor. I'm like, I'm okay.
God.
I'm okay.
Doctors pick their specialty depending on what they're into.
You think?
Foot doctors, they're into feet. They're the foot fetish guys.
Never
Come
thought
on.
about that.
Why not?
I guess it makes sense.
The asshole one's a little weird, but
I think
Yeah.
gynos, some of them look
How do
at
you
it and go
explain
like,
that?
it's a good line of work. It's good money. I don't think that.
You have to get
and you're a
desensitized,
guy, so you're like, of course, it's like he's into the pussy because he's a guy. I can understand a foot doctor's like, all right, I'm into feet, let me do that. But a gyno, it's a guy, he's not naturally going to be into the pussy.
You don't think they're in their office looking at who's coming in that day and losing their minds going, oh my God, Amber's coming back today.
But there's no such, like for a guy, what is it, a pussy fetish? The guy, it's a pussy.
I'm a pussy man myself. Yeah, but don't you get desensitized? You know, you see so many all day. No?
That's why I'm convinced they're so getting turned on at times.
Yeah.
During their job.
We could get on the computer and just look at thousands of different pussies all day and still never have looked at enough pussy.
Everyone's begging for the naked picture of Amy Schumer, but I guess we have to wait for the magazine.
Wait for the magazine. That's
Why aren't you
how it
tweeting
works.
that shit? You want to get followers.
Oh, yeah.
Amy Schumer on Twitter.
Yes, please. Follow me on Twitter. Yeah, I'm not allowed to put it out.
You're getting Cosmo.
Of course not.
So you should do your own.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
This is how it's sort of going to look in.
This
is how it's sort of going to look in Cosmo.
I love that your job is just to Google pussies.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Danny's the best, though. You can
He's
mention
an amazing
anything.
researcher.
Danny is brilliant at putting words together that shouldn't go together and getting the most amazing images. What was the one?
You have traumatized me in this chair.
Yeah.
Anybody could do it.
Yeah.
Nah, you come up with some fun combos.
You're a mad genius.
I wish I could remember some of the
Everyone
combos.
has Google.
Oh, stop. You're right.
Can I say can I say something totally off the subject? What song I've been listening to for fucking 2 days nonstop?
I don't even want to look at you. I know it's going to be bad.
Oh, no.
No, it's not.
Jenny from the Block.
I do like that
Norton likes the Jenny from the Block.
one. Who doesn't? Fucking hit. Of course it's a
else in
hit.
studio.
The fucking the Foundry retooled that version, the version by Rob or whatever, DeCiccio or whatever. It's great, dude. That's fucking heavy. I was working out to that yesterday. The redone version of that Foundry song is fucking killer.
Really?
Of a Pendulum, yeah.
Really?
So, yeah, honestly. I'm not, yes. Steve, we all know Steve's a fucking bag of fruit with teeth, but that's not. I've been loving that tune.
Wow.
There you go.
I never gave it much thought.
I just thought about it. Because I tweeted it yesterday. Tweeted it. Old man I am.
Tweeted
I tweeted it.
Tweeted.
Hey,
What do you kids call it?
So what are you going to say to Posey?
I'm a huge fan.
How about I had a pocket full of you?
Oh,
You gotta have.
oh God.
Some really lame.
Yeah, what should my opener be?
You need an opening line.
What should I
there.
say?
Parker Posey. You're going to meet her today for the first
Yeah,
time.
what should I say?
Doing a movie with her.
Love your work.
Love your work.
You want to say big fan, but you don't have to think you're a big fan. So you go, I love your work. I've been an admirer for years. And then just hold her hand for too long.
Just don't let go. And then whisper, we're
that
going
her?
to be
Damn,
best
she's
friends now.
skinny as fuck.
Yeah, she's
there.
skinny.
What's going on there?
Ask her if
Is she married?
Ask her if she
I don't
throws
know.
up.
I think I should open with the I love your work instead of the
She's
asking
really
if
cute,
she's
man.
believing.
Yeah. Do you throw up? Do you,
Or maybe go with some lesbian kind of thing.
yeah.
What is she, 35, you think?
I don't know. Yeah.
She's been around for years.
Yeah.
I would
She was
date
in
her.
Dazed and Confused.
Best in Show is really
Okay,
funny.
here we go. Corinne.
She's in that?
I got to go
Yeah.
to Corinne. Colorado. Prove my point, Corinne. Go.
Hey guys.
Welcome aboard.
Hey.
Hello. We just moved to Colorado, and I went to see my family doctor, and he asked me if I had a gynecologist, and I told him no, so he was like, oh, we can do the exams right here in the office.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
That's a good gimmick. Oh, wait a
We
minute.
just got tickets to your Denver show. Love you.
Thank you, Corinne. I love you.
Amy's huge in Denver.
Let's examine each other.
Amy's huge in Denver and other
Hello?
places. Obviously.
Hello?
I don't know. I was waiting for her to say something.
No.
Amy's taping her CD at the Denver Comedy Works January 20th through the 22nd. That's next weekend.
Yeah.
ComedyWorks.com. I highly recommend you see Amy, especially with her taping a CD. That's really cool.
She's going to be very famous.
Yeah,
I've known that
unfortunately.
from the beginning. Yeah, she's going to be very
I mean, that's great.
Hopefully it's not
Thank
for
you for
comedy.
your support.
Hopefully it's for something else, like she does something wrong, like she's about to have a big gig and she drunk drives and kills somebody.
Are you trying to keep
There's
it?
never a real compliment in here. There's never Jim thanked me. Jim gave me a thanks on his CD, and I was so
you're
moved.
flattered.
I was holding back the tears, and I'm like, thanks, and he's like, oh, I thanked you. Oh, I
didn't even know.
No,
I'm
but
like,
I didn't thank that many people by name, like because there's just too many people. But I think you, Lenny, Marcus, there was a few comics that I've worked with on the road this year, which were not many.
Thank
but I just
you.
didn't remember if I had done that. But I was
Yeah.
happy, of course.
Yeah, no, you're going to blow up, and we're going to be very happy for you.
Thank you.
We'll be moderately happy for. I'm always kind of moderately happy when my friends blow up.
It means a
Are you
lot.
trying to hold it together, though?
What do you mean?
Because you know you're about to make it, so you're like, oh, fuck
I
it.
don't feel like that at all.
You don't want to be unraveling as you
No,
as
I
you make
never
it?
I never feel like anything is going to lead to anything.
Really?
Yeah. I think if you're a comedian, then like that's what you think.
It's part of your makeup.
You're just
It's like the insecure thing and the, nothing
but, and
good.
also you're surrounded by
Nothing
people
ever
who all
works.
at one point had hope and dreams, and
Yeah.
and they're all gone.
Went down the shitter.
Yeah, and like
Oh.
and once you've seen your dad shit himself, you can't really.
Oh, fuck.
You're like, dreams.
Dreams.
Get out of here.
Those things are
Get outta
fantasy.
here.
Things of fantasy.
What is this hope? Let me wipe this off me. I know it's coming.
I got a little hope on me.
Yeah.
Get this
Ugh.
shit off.
Have you had to wipe the ass yet?
No, just about to wipe my boyfriend's for the first time. So.
Right. True.
With your tongue?
That's right.
Talking about the old.
You know what you ought to do? I do this with my girlfriend a lot. You just lick your finger like you're checking the weather and start swiping out their asshole and licking your finger again.
Why would you do that?
I
Wait,
made
let
that
me,
up.
Let
I
me
never
write
did
that
that.
down.
I was thinking like
That sounds horrible.
You want to go
Yeah, it's
direct?
awful. I never
How
did
come
that.
that's horrible? Yet sticking your tongue right in is fine.
Because one is like fucking picking up pixie sugar and one is sexual. One
Yes.
is fucking disgusting.
I love the most feminine references. Pixie sugar.
Pixie sugar.
Pixie
That's
sugar
what I
was
call
good,
it.
though.
That's
Come on.
good. It's
Pixie
perfect.
sugar for you.
I remember, well, someone reminded me, horse vagina, Danny. Horse vagina.
Oh,
Have you
gosh,
seen horse
what's
vagina?
The time? It's really.
I know you got to leave,
nice.
but we want to leave you on a high note,
God
Amy.
damn it! I'm gonna be meeting Parker Posey, picturing this horse. He's hiding the screen.
New one.
Oh, there's new horse vagina.
Let me see if I reckon. This
God.
one's right from Central Park.
Oh, look how
Oh,
good
God.
that is.
No!
Wow.
It looks like a huff.
That's a
That
nice
is
pussy.
really.
But that does look like it could
That's
be
meaty.
I'll bring up the original.
You know that looks like
damn.
it could be.
You don't like horse pussy? What do you?
Yeah, no,
That's
that's
fun.
There's the original horse vagina.
Come on.
Horse vagina.
That's
That is
That's
not a
Monique.
vagina.
And the other one was Precious.
Does she have two assholes?
Well, that's the. Oh yeah, I don't know.
God, I feel physically. I just want to
came up
leave
once
here
before.
once without feeling physically ill.
right?
I'm gonna see the new one again.
You know how hard a horse would kick you if you just walked up behind it and put your finger in that?
Well, what you got to do
Wait, let me
is get
see.
on a stump.
Wait a minute, Jimmy.
She's holding up my picture next to the horse pussy.
Oh,
There's a similarity here. I can't
This
explain.
picture doesn't look like it's medical in any way.
no, that looks really like. Hey, look inside, and there's some kind of
It looks like
white
a black
stuff.
Yeah, I
infant
noticed that too.
spitting out cream of wheat.
Oh my god!
That is upsetting.
It really.
Well, guys, I really have to go to my fancy movie room.
Yeah, look at where you go.
Sorry, Amy. We just feel like you're one of the guys.
Thank you so
that
much.
is really
Pony
hot.
pussy to
I'm
Parker Posey.
always enlightened.
Right, I don't know.
God.
I don't know why we do this.
Physically
here.
ill.
So, Amy, let's just go with Amy Schumer on Twitter.
Yes, thank
Is that
you.
all your info's there, right?
Orlando Improv this weekend.
SCHUMER. If you're trying to figure out how to spell Schumer, Amy Schumer on Twitter.
Thank you so much, you
And
guys.
Orlando Improv
Always
this
a
weekend.
pleasure having you
Ooh.
here.
All right.
Thank you.
Now you
Yes.
get the hell out of here.
All right. Thanks so much,
Go
you
to
guys.
your big movie set or whatever you do.
Forget this place.
Go read your movie lines with movie people.
We'll be here in between your
There
movies.
she goes. And we'll make sure everybody looks out for your naked pictures in Cosmo. Let's all look at her as she leaves.
Yeah, let's make it really
Bye,
awkward.
Amy.
Let's look at her. She's wearing like space boots.
We're not going to talk about it as soon as the door closes. I
Look at her.
promise.
He's got a nice ass. He really does. I know you look at Amy like
Like
a
a sister?
or something.
Very few women do actually feel that way about Amy. Look, she's an attractive woman, of course. I'm not an idiot. But
No, you are.
yeah, you're right. But I mean, not for that. But it's like we never had that vibe, and it's like I don't. She's just my friend.
You're walking down the hall. That's not a bad ass on her.
No, and she's really
Not
funny.
a bad ass. That's a really nice
She's
ass.
great body.
No,
I noticed the walking was a little weird. Maybe the boyfriend.
You think the boyfriend tongued it out really well?
Maybe poked a little harder than she was leading on.
That's it.
She used to drop a deuce.
She's about to hear this in the office.
He was
We're on a
eating
delay.
He was eating Captain Crunch at the time. You know what that does to the roof of your mouth?
Amy, she's listening to us
Ow.
now.
So you get it because it's
Amy, we noticed you walked away a little off kilter.
a little bow-legged.
We want to know what that's about.
A little bow-legged.
Yeah,
I don't
what
know-
happened?
I don't know if you told us everything that happened with the new boyfriend.
I don't know how to say this, but is there something wrong with your shit pipe, as we like to say?
I got something really funny to play for everybody because we're going to go soon. Sam's DNA test. Can we do it tomorrow?
Yeah.
How long will it take just to swab his mouth out?
Takes like 2 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Your take on this tragedy in Arizona, this gunman shoot.
What? This is happy stuff.
Oh, fuck. We got to end with this.
We don't have to.
Bill,
it's Bill Maher.
fucking Marr on Leno.
We did tease it earlier.
Bill fuck Dick Marr.
You don't like the Bill Maher?
I hate this.
Is he
cunt.
funny, though, when he says it? Is he doing it in a
Oh,
joke?
he's trying to be always.
You think he's funny, Jimmy?
He's trying to be.
I do. And a lot of there's
fuck
been
him.
comedians who gave me a lot of flack for sticking up for Marr. And it's
Sticking up for what? His comedy?
just him in general. But again, I've heard a lot of bad things about Bill. My experiences with him have been good. And I don't know examples of what he's done that were so awful, other than the fact that people say that he's been snotty or shitty. Like you guys had a bad experience with him.
He's a
Really
douchebag.
My times with him have been, my experiences have been pleasant, and I do think he's a funny comic. The only problem I have with a comedian, I never care what their politics are. Like, I don't care if they're liberal, as long as they're being funny while they say it, or trying to be. It's when comics, like, on stage get preachy, and that's where it bothers me.
You know, here's the problem I have with Bill fuck cunt Marr.
That's not his name.
That's not his name.
Oh,
Yes.
no, it is to me. Oh, no, it is to me.
Is that on his birth certificate?
Wouldn't it be great if it was? I heard he has a huge cock.
Does he?
Yeah, I've heard that. He
What
talks
a
like a guy
guy.
with a huge
He
cock.
is a huge cock. Fuck him. Fuck him. Here's what it is. He talks, and just like a liberal, he won't fucking listen to anything anyone has to say. And
You think the
that's
conservatives really listen, though?
I don't know. They seem to, like, on the conservative shows, they do seem to have more liberals on to talk about their side of it. The liberals will never have a real conservative on. It's very rare you see that, because they just want to preach their bullshit with this holier than thou attitude. And that's what Bill Maher does. Bill Maher won't say, this is my opinion. Like, I'm pretty adamant and passionate about what I say, but I say this is my opinion. Bill Maher says it like this is the truth and the only way things are. Fuck you.
I'm going back
pompous dick.
Back and forth on Twitter with a guy. Not negatively, but he's
when
like,
you
he
hook it
doesn't
up.
like the fact that that I'm saying that liberals censor things. And he's like, well, give me some example. But it's like, if you want to play a game of semantics, you can. We all know that, like, when you go to do colleges, if you're doing certain racial material, they'll ask you not to do it. There's been colleges that wanted you to sign stuff. And when you start to see standards and practices at the networks, the things they want you to stay off of, because they're all young college, or a lot of them young college students, are race, domestic violence, just these things everybody cares about. Not that conservatives want to yell nigger and beat women. I don't mean that.
Right.
But the things that are typically associated with that, man, we all know that.
Yeah.
It's like, and people play semantics games. What do you mean? And don't act like people, like, when there's a conservative president making a speech, the Democrats will sit and the Republicans will stand and clap. And then when Bill Clinton makes a speech, like, State of the Union, all the Republicans sit and the Democrats sit.
Yeah.
So don't act like you don't understand. Come on, you do know. The conservatives were the ones who fucking made the tenfold radio fines. Conservatives are the ones that were sexually uptight and made a big deal about Janet Jackson. That was all conservative ideology and mentality. Race, things of that nature, those are fucking liberal.
Yeah, the liberals.
But just don't act like you don't know it. Don't play that semantics
yeah.
game. You know.
We all fucking
Sorry, I'm
know.
babbling. I'm a little tired. I apologize.
No,
it's all good.
you're not at all.
Do you want this
Making a
audio?
good
You
point.
want
Yeah,
us-
let me hear this shit.
Your take on this tragedy in Arizona, this gunman shooting. I mean, you always have an interesting perspective on these things.
Well, I mean, first of all, we're going to have to hear from the NRA a lot about how this shouldn't stop anything that they want to do. First of all, the NRA should just change their name to the Assassin's Lobby. Because that's what they are.
Fuck you.
Yeah, you can applaud
Just
that.
Fuck your mother in our fucking asshole.
That was kind of funny, though.
Fuck you,
It was
the
funny.
Assassin's
It was
Lobby.
funny.
Really? The only organization in this country that's protecting your Second Amendment freedom, that is keeping the Second Amendment from being wiped off the fucking Constitution by cocksuckers like you, is the NRA. Yeah, they got their faults, abso-fucking-lutely, but they're doing the only job of defending the Second Amendment against people that just want to swipe it right away from you. Fuck you, Bill Maher. I'm sure whenever anyone comes up to Bill Maher and wants to give him shit, there's some big motherfucker with a gun to keep any people away from him. Go fuck yourself and your mother.
What are you, a fucking expert?
Fuck you, Bill Maher. Bill Maher.
Because that's what they are. Yeah, you can applaud that. Somebody should applaud that.
Oh, really?
I'm so tired of hearing about the Second Amendment and the Constitution.
Oh,
if you love guns, just admit it like it's a vice. It's like alcohol or drugs or sex addiction. Or gambling. It's just a vice. It's something you like. It's not good for you or anybody else. You just like it. But stop the bull about the Second Amendment and the Constitution. Because nobody needs a gun that fires 31 rounds.
How about it's fun?
That's what this guy had.
How about it's
Although,
fun?
Sarah Palin needed 5 to shoot that moose that was basically on the end of the couch.
Fuck him. He's talking about a constitutional right. Go fuck yourself. He's such an asshole. How about I talk like that about the First Amendment and you shut your fucking mouth? How about I go, hey, no one needs that First Amendment. You know, the one where Bill Maher can go on Jay Leno and mouth off about other amendments. Go fuck yourself. That cunt is a douchebag and I fucking hate him. And he's got no concept of what freedoms in this country are. He gets on his dumb fuck show and talks shit like that all the time. And then he gets on Leno and infects that show with his drivel. Fuck you, Bill Maher. You're a cunt. You're a cunt, Bill Maher.
That was only the
Fuck
first
him.
clip. That's only the first clip.
Yeah.
But it's like
This isn't much big.
just to like lump Palin in. It's like
He's got to do the same line. Lump Palin in. Talk about guns. You know what? You're absolutely right. A pistol. People say, and people like him, your pistol, we don't need that many rounds in a clip. We don't need pistols because they're just made to kill people. We don't need this type of gun or that type of gun. If it's for hunting, it's that. No, it doesn't say you have the right to hunt. It says you have the right to bear fucking arms. And the thing is, how about a car that everybody should just drive a Prius around? No? Oh, what do you want? You want a fucking nice old GTO that does fucking 160 miles an hour? Why? You don't need that. You know why you have it? Because it's fun, it's sexy, it's exciting, it's something, it's an activity, it's something you do enjoy. Guns, shooting at the range, I do enjoy that. He's right. It's fun. Is it a vice like drugs? Fuck you. Fuck you.
How many guns you have?
A lot. A lot of fucking guns. You know why? I like shooting different types of guns. Sometimes I like seeing what I can do with a 9mm. Sometimes I like backing the target way the fuck up and seeing what I can do with a 50. Sometimes I like taking out an AR-15 and seeing what I can do at mid-range. The FS fucking 2000. See what I can do close up. Different types of scopes. But this idiot, the people that criticize guns the most are people that have never fucking touched them. They're either scared shitless of them, of even touching them, or they just don't know anything about them. Do you think Bill Maher's ever fucking fired a gun? No. That liberal cunt knows nothing about him.
The thing is, people
hate him.
People tend to be very, like, what bothers me is the rights that people are willing to give up are the things that don't kind of go hand in hand with their own ideology. That's what drives me nuts. Like, Bill Maher's a liberal guy. So, So to him, Amendment 2 is kind of not that important, and whoever needs it is just a gun nut.
Right.
But again, if you were to take away, like you said, his right to say something, people are just very selective in what they defend and condemn. And it's like, you either agree, you know what I mean? That's what drives me fucking crazy.
People don't realize the way the amendments were written, number one is speech. Number two is fucking right to bear arms, which directly protects number one. You dumb fuck. It is there and written that way on purpose. Number one is freedom of speech and expression. Number two is the right to bear arms so you can protect the first one, you asshole.
Anthony, car chase on Twitter, very confused. So you're a fan of Bill Maher? He's not sure.
Oh, he's not sure?
Yeah, he's not sure.
Yeah, guy's hysterical.
Oh, good. Okay.
Love him.
Here's the second clip from Leno.
There's a much bigger issue, which is the psychology of this country, which loves guns. It's just a very armed country with a lot of crazy people, which is not a great combination.
A lot of crazy people? Hold on. Here's what this fucking idiot is talking about. It is a very armed country, and it's meant to be. The whole basis of the Second Amendment is also to keep the government in check. That's what it was supposed to be. We're an armed populace, and there's a reason for that. Are we going to go up against the American military? No, it's not like that. It wasn't. But the whole gist of the Second Amendment is to have an armed populace for a lot of different things, and it keeps the government and the powers that be in check. And it still does. It absolutely does. We are an armed thing. But for him to say that it's crazy, a bunch of gun nuts, no, there are gun nuts and there are crazy people that own guns. But the majority of law-abiding gun owners are not nuts. They're people that are exercising a fucking right that you have in this country.
The only thing I have a problem with is I'm not saying that any place where they don't want you to have to take a test. I think you should have to show, and this guy did pass it, and that's going to happen. But I think that you should have to show mental stability. And I think
background check.
All that stuff.
Now, if this guy was unstable and fucking had psycho problems, every time you fill out an application, it asks, on the application, it says, do you have or have you been treated for mental illnesses?
No one will admit that.
But exactly. But the second you don't admit it, you're falsifying your application.
But don't forget, just because
which is illegal, which makes the gun that you then got an illegal weapon.
Well, the stop check has to be that there's a way to check. Because, like, getting onto a plane, if you don't have your ID, they don't say, well, are you an American citizen? Or are you Jim Norton? And I go, yes, and they let me on. I have to prove it by showing an ID. And to purchase a gun, I think that we have the right as other citizens to go, sure, you can have one. But you have to prove to us somehow that you're mentally qualified.
How would they go about proving mental
records to get a gun? You are like, there are mental health records.
They do FBI and criminal background checks.
Does that stuff come up?
Oh, it'll come up if you've had a legal run-in because of your mental problems. But how about the person that gets on a plane and then in the middle of the flight tries to open the fucking door?
No, of course.
That's a lunatic.
Absolutely.
So should we now mentally screen everyone that's getting on planes? How about people driving cars that decide they're committing suicide and park on train tracks or run into a crowd of fucking people? They're mentally damaged. Everybody that get a driver's license, should they now have to get a mental fucking background check?
No. But I do.
But why then with a gun?
Because I think guns are different. And I agree with the gun analogy with cars, like as far as them being banned. But I think that we have the right. As a citizen, I want you to be able to own a gun because I trust you. I want Kenny and other people because I think you're competent citizens. And I want you to be able to conceal carry. But I also want to know that anyone that they're giving that permit or that ability to, because I know it's a God-given right, but again, the old joke about it's not muskets anymore.
Yeah.
There is the Constitution has to be looked at in the mindset of the people that authored it, and also where we are right now. I want people who have guns and who have conceal to carry to have some kind of a mental stability. And I think that if you can get that, you should be able to have
it. It would
them.
be very difficult to screen for that. I don't know how you'd go about it. If there was a way...
Make the medical records open, not an additional test.
If there's a way, I would love to. But people also have a right to privacy as to their medical records. What medical records now would have to be
mental
open?
Health.
Mental health.
I don't care if you have AIDS. I don't care. Mental health records. People do have the right to privacy. But does somebody's right to privacy override my right to safety by them getting a gun when they're mentally not qualified?
All right, now here you go about the First Amendment, freedom of speech. What if somebody has the ability to say something inflammatory that will incite other people to do harmful things? Should now we have to have mental competency to give somebody the right to get up in front of a crowd and speak to a crowd of people in public because they might be mentally unstable and influence other people?
No, because first of all, the exerciser of the right, the person speaking, their mental capacity isn't going to affect what other people do. But there are also...
That's been the argument with this whole thing.
There is also...
Are people influencing other people?
Time, place. You can't yell fire in a movie theater. You cannot incite people to riot. So those things are already in place. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't do that.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about inciting a riot.
Right.
I'm talking about influencing people through speech, like Hitler.
Right.
Hitler was great at getting up and influencing people with his speaking. Now, should he have been, in this day and age, screened for his mental health before he is able to get up in front of a crowd and influence people to hate and kill and perform genocide in order to exercise his right, his First Amendment right, if he was in our country? So then why is the Second Amendment falling under this blanket of we need to make sure this person is mentally competent? Now, I understand this, and I agree with you. Don't get me wrong, but I want to know how it's done.
Well, I would say, and again, you shouldn't have to prove mental stability.
And this
for
guy
all
had no background record of mental health problems.
I'm not saying that the people aren't going to fall through the cracks.
And that's what happens.
It's going to happen. But I'm saying that every right does not have to have that. I think the only one that matters is guns. As far as, you should have to, in this day and age, if they can do a mental background check, if nothing comes up and you're crazy anyway, well, that happens. Because like you say, people get on planes and do crazy shit. But if you display some sort of mental illness, they won't let you on a plane. So if you're standing there acting odd, and I mean aggressive, you're not getting on that plane. So there are ways to, I think, check people for mental stability. And if you know what, if nothing comes up in the records, nothing comes up in the records. That's going to happen.
Now, this guy, everyone knew he was crazy.
Right.
A lot of people knew he was crazy. But technically, he hadn't gone for treatment, so no one had any concrete evidence that he was crazy, so he couldn't be denied purchasing a firearm.
It's also like with free speech. Here's an example.
It's tragic, believe me. I'm not saying it's good that this guy got a gun. Believe me, it would have been better he hadn't gotten the gun.
Westboro Church wants to protest in front of these funerals.
Right.
And that's a big free speech issue.
Yeah.
Where's the line? What is appropriate?
They're crazy.
They are. But Arizona enacted some emergency legislation so that they could not disrupt this 9-year-old girl's funeral.
Right.
And I agree with it. And I'm for free speech no matter what you want to say. But I think that if we can't common sense understand what those people are doing when they're yelling "God loves dead fags" in front of if anyone thinks the mindset of the authors of the Constitution was to allow people to taunt the family of a murdered 9-year-old, then I think that you're just playing a game of semantics. I think everybody knows that nobody who made that Constitution, if everybody wants to harp on the Founding Fathers and how great they were, nobody who wrote up that Constitution did so with the intent so that animals who wanted to taunt a dead girl's family would be permitted to stand right there and do it. Anything else, or very few limits. I think that would have been one of the limitations. Even though it's not inciting people to riot, they just didn't see that when they wrote it. Like, they didn't see machine guns when they wrote up the Constitution. They couldn't foresee everything.
I understand, and you can't get a machine gun. It takes all kinds of special licensing.
Yeah.
You got to jump through a lot of hoops to be able to own a machine gun in this country.
Yeah.
It's just, it doesn't happen. The thing is, and getting back to Bill Maher, the way he's talking, calling the NRA, an assassin group.
It's silly.
Is ridiculous. Well, and talking about the Second Amendment like it's some kind of crime.
And it's not accurate.
Only lunatics are exercising their Second Amendment rights. That's Bill Maher, and that's fucking infuriating and inflammatory and bullshit.
So we shouldn't play any more of these clips then.
I'd love to hear one more.
No, I want to hear a Bill.
Sure. One more.
You're losing your voice, though. You all right?
I know. I'm yelling like a motherfucker.
Hanging in there?
I want to hear what this
Congratulations on the machine gun, by the way.
Idiot has to say.
I forgot to send you a congratulatory card for that.
It's fucking great.
Hallmark's got wonderful cards when it comes to
believe
your
me,
friends
I would
buying
love
machine
to
guns.
own a machine gun, but I can't. I know I can't, and I make do with my semi-automatics.
Real deal.
And somebody also should tell all these people, these NRA types, who think it's great to be armed everywhere. Arizona has one of the loosest gun rules in the country. You can, I think, carry any weapon concealed without a permit. They want every drunk in a bar to be armed in case a fight breaks out.
Right.
And these guys always think that, it's great to have a gun because if some bad stuff goes down, I'll be able to stop the bad guy. This is your fantasy, ass. You would never be able to do that.
Never.
People have to be trained for months and months at a time.
Exactly.
They have to really know what's going on to be able to stop something like that.
Can you stop that for a second? Anybody right now listening to Bill Cunt Marr, go to Armed Citizen. Go to the Armed Citizen website. It's an NRA website. It's just an entire fucking website dedicated to stories of people thwarting crime with legal weapons, with legal guns. And there are so many stories, I can't even fucking tell you. Thousands of stories of people that have stopped crimes in progress, rapes, robberies, murders, home invasions. There's thousands of stories, but you don't see them in the news.
Right, never.
In the Bill fucking Maher cunt liberal news.
You really don't.
They'll never show them. So it's not about fucking action movie hero pulling a gun out after he's carrying it for a week and saving the day from a fantasy, Bill Maher. Fuck you. It's about protection, exercising a Second Amendment right, which you have, which I don't have to explain why I'm exercising my fucking right. I don't have to explain it to you.
You're
but
right.
that's where it is, and that's where it stands. And yes, a lot of crime has been thwarted by legal gun owners.
But do you know that, like, if let's say you were dragged down to jail and they didn't read you your rights, you would be screaming, "What about my rights?" Like,
right.
Nobody would go on Leno or any show and say, you know, these idiots that want their rights read to them. You wouldn't say that.
Right. Oh, these idiots that want their Miranda warning. Oh, Jesus, what an idiot.
They're all just criminals who have something to hide.
Oh,
like,
these
you wouldn't say that.
idiots that want the right to vote. Oh, what a dummy. What a bunch of shitheads. Fuck you, Bill Cunt.
Stop something like that. If that really happened, they would probably freeze up and shoot the wrong person.
Right.
So let's stop that fantasy also.
Okay.
And also, I think, how about the Democrats reclaiming this issue? This is the problem. I understand that the gun lobby owns the Supreme Court and they own the Republican Party. What's disappointing is that they have cowed the Democratic Party into silence.
It's the right.
There should be one party that sticks up for this issue. Not expecting it from this crowd, but some audience somewhere should stick up for this issue.
See, he's
not getting the big applause, are you, Bill Maher?
That's where, to me, as a comic, it's like, again, I know we all talk, and on the radio it's different because we have 4 hours to do.
Yeah.
But like when you're, it's like, you kind of got to be funny with your opinions or try to be.
Yeah, no, the motherfucker is actually sitting there preaching that the Democratic Party should take a hold at eliminating our Second Amendment right. Is that what you're saying, Bill Maher? Because no one could be a hero and pull a gun out and stop a crime or whatever. He's a fucking out of touch shithead.
The right wing loves the go-to rhetoric for them is, wouldn't it be fun to kill the people we disagree with?
What?
They try to put forth this false equivalence.
I shoot paper. Targets because it's fun.
Really? Then do you read? Have you seen what people have said?
Have
you seen what Sarah Palin says? She talks about don't retreat, reload.
Pause that real quick, please. Again, and Bill's a smart guy. He knows better. That is, like you said, Aunt, those are metaphors. That's not real. Nobody who says don't retreat, reload meant take your guns and aim them at politicians. Nobody thinks that for real. It's like you can't say that honestly. You can't think, because again, they like I hate to tell people, but when you're watching TV and the AT&T map is in that commercial, those guys really don't watch football with an AT&T map in front of them.
Right.
It's kind of a metaphor for the coverage of the country. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Nobody thinks that, and it's like all of a sudden they're playing these I hate to keep saying these semantics games, like where they're taking things literally that they know are not meant to be taken literally, but they're doing it selectively. Because again, nobody says, look, football is violent. You cannot encourage, in a physical sport, men to kill other men, and people are saying, I want the Jets to kill the Colts. We don't need that type of talk. It's nonsense.
Yeah, they're going to kill him.
Why didn't they blame football rhetoric on OJ? OJ murdered his wife. How come they didn't blame very tough, what they got to do here is get in this zone, and they got to blow past these guys, and they got to... It's just,
destroy, kill them.
It's selective, man. Comedians use brutal lingo. We talk like that. How'd you do? Oh, I shit the bed. I died. I killed. Oh, I murdered. How did he do? Oh, he fucking bombed. How come nobody ever blames suicide bombings on comics using terminology? You cannot be selective if you're going to be self-righteous about semantics.
Yeah.
You know better.
Well, apparently Bill Maher doesn't.
Anybody saying that knows better. And you know what? Here I am yelling about it not being funny, but I'm not blaming behavior on people's rhetoric. I'm not blaming liberals because people go out and do shit. I don't blame left-wing people or Noam Chomsky or these people because people do shit. I don't blame anybody except the scumbag who did it.
Yeah, the scumbag nut who did it. And Bill Maher is portraying people that exercise their Second Amendment right as nuts. That's what he's doing right here in his dumb speech.
Is it like a pull toy that's broken every 5 minutes? She says this. Michelle Bachmann said she wants Minnesotans armed and dangerous. Alan West, a new congressman, said he wants his opponent to be afraid to leave the House. Left-wingers don't talk that way. And also,
didn't just say that?
Left-wingers, even if they do sometimes make a gun analogy or something, their audience isn't hysterical. They're already talking
pause right there, please.
To people who are hysterical and are irrational and are highly armed to begin with.
Right there is in the justification of why if we say it, it's okay.
Right.
And if you say it, it's not.
What a
Well, our
pompous...
audiences don't behave that way. That really is. And again, I like Bill, but that's complete intellectual snobbery and elitism.
Pompous.
Come on, Bill.
We're better than that. Look, when we say it, we know, and our audience isn't crazy. But when a conservative or the NRA or gun owners hear it or say it, they're nuts. Really, Bill? Really?
This corny belief that you're smarter than conservatives, or that all conservatives are just a bunch of dummies. It's like, enough already. It's old, and it's not accurate.
And the hard right and the hard left are both fucking dummies.
They're all twats.
And he is way on the hard left, and I fucking cannot stand listening to him. He's an embarrassment. He's an embarrassment.
Let's stop there. It's getting a little ugly.
Do you want one more?
One more clip.
One more clip.
Oh, dude.
Come on.
Newt Gingrich, and by the way, among the right-wing douchebags I hate him the mostest.
Oh, wow. What year is this?
Yeah.
What has Newt done in fucking
he says
10
things.
years?
He said the Obama administration is as much a threat to us as were the Nazis and the Soviet Union.
All right.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Now, it's not just ridiculous, but when you characterize the opposition, the political opposition is not just the opposition, but the enemy.
Like when they called Bush a Nazi?
Hitler.
Like when they were always calling Bush Hitler and a Nazi?
The Hitler mustache on signs as they protested him everywhere he went. Is that what you're talking about,
And that's
Bill?
a fair point. Call Bush Hitler. I don't care.
Yeah, who cares?
But then don't cry and be victimized when somebody says it about your guy.
Right. Fuck this.
Who are our enemies. Of course, you're going to have borderline people who go and take this over the line.
Too bad.
So stop telling me that the left and the right are both crazy. Yes, there are crazies on the left.
Yeah.
But they're not the same. They're not gun crazy.
Right,
they're not
they're
violent
smarter
crazy.
crazy.
Who goes to gun shows? Who is for the war in Iraq? Who's part of militias?
Yeah.
You know, when you hear the phrase armed compound in a secluded rural area, what is that, a bunch of Democrats? Is that Dennis Kucinich out there?
I don't think so.
Sorry you asked?
No, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry.
Fuck.
You think Leno was uncomfortable?
No, I mean, he probably knew what Bill was going to say.
He knew he was going to go in that direction, obviously.
Fucking Bill Maher. What an asshole. What a fucking asshole. Just give up more of your rights.
Yeah, but how about the crime that's committed with guns? Are you telling me, like, all the shootings in Brownsville and East New York and East L.A. by those gangs, you're going to tell me that's all Republicans?
Those gangs are all Republicans.
All conservatives, right?
Crazy.
Yep, he's right about the militias. Those are not Democrats. The majority of them are probably not Democrats.
Right.
And he's right, a lot of them are not. But again, a lot of these guys in these gangs, you're going to tell me that they're filled with Republicans? Don't be victimized when it goes both ways. Intellectual elitism is boring.
And militias aren't shooting each other up to get their more territory and turf. Gangs, who for the most part are minorities and do not look at themselves as Republicans or conservatives, are killing each other left and right with illegal weapons.
And how about the way Janet Reno handled, where was it in Texas with David Koresh?
Yeah, Waco.
By the way, I agreed with her.
That's a great one.
I agreed with her. That's how you handle that.
But
fucking wipe those crazies out. I mean, that's a shitty way to put it. But a lot of people came down on how could she do that? And she was not a Republican.
Yeah, that was great. Fucking Bill Maher. What a zero. What a fucking zilch. I have never, ever listened to one word from him and agreed or even thought he was speaking intellectually in any way, shape, or form.
It's just people who you know are going to have certain opinions have them.
Yeah, and you know
There's
what he's going to
never a balance or a curveball.
No surprise.
Ever.
All right, let's get the plugs in.
I have this Sunday and Saturday, the Borgata. I don't even know. The Late Show might be sold out. I'm not sure. Or they might have released some casino comps. Whatever it is, there's under 100 tickets left for the Late Show. The other two are completely sold. And I'll be premiering my new CD there, selling it. And March 5th, Wellmont Theater, North Jersey, Montclair, goes on sale Friday morning.
And I'll be going to the Borgata to join you. And if you want to see a true nut, watch me at the blackjack table, because that is a true kook.
Yeah, we got to get better plugs than that. We really do. What happened to us? We used to have good plugs.
I know.
Now you're plugging a blackjack table. Jesus.
I know.
What the fuck, dude? All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Later.